Good morning and happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to Christmas live stream. I'm using a little bit of a green screen here this morning, so you may occasionally see a little glitch and see a little bit of green, and you see there's a little bit of a green glow around me, so don't worry about that too much. It's actually good to see some people here. I, of course, see our good buddy Ken, so happy holidays from the friggin' Oracle. And we've got Jay Borgen here wishing happy holidays. We got Tim Carroll. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, crew. And of course, the friggin' Oracle. Just a reminder, if you're having eggs for breakfast, happy holidays. That's a good one. Good morning, Merry Christmas. And an LOL Ken. All right. Well, it's good to see we've got a few people in here to start things off. Being the workhorse that I am, I've actually prepared some content. So we're going to be talking about EIT this morning. So that, of course, is the Canoe EIT Income Trust. They have announced a very generous bonus for the end of the year. And there's been some confusion about it. So we're going to talk a bit about that this morning. I think that's going to be pretty cool. After we do that, I'm going to start throwing the link out there, and anybody who wants to jump on and give holiday greetings can definitely do that. Oh, did you guys see the green screen up there? There it is. I think I need better lighting to make this work, but it's still festive and it's green, so that works with the motif. So I'm going with it. All right, so let's actually just get right into the content initially here. So I'm just going to share my screen. Oh, and Ken has to fire up his laptop. I guess it's because he wants to jump on and say hi to everybody. All right. Just give me a second. Oh, you guys are seeing more than I wanted you to see initially. And let's... Yeah. We'll bring up the PowerPoint. Get right back to the beginning. And give me 2 seconds. I know I forgot to do one little thing here. There we go. There we go. Okay, we will play from the start and we'll get rid of the bar. All right, here we go. So, as the title of the video of the live stream is, so EIT, is it a Santa move or is it a Scrooge play? So that's what we want to look at today. We want to look at a little bit about what's going on with EIT. So EIT, as I said, it's Canoe EIT Income Trust. So EIT.un.to trades on, of course, the Toronto Stock Exchange. Its price was actually in the high $12 range before they made this announcement. It has moved up past $13. So people have been gobbling up these shares. So let's talk a little bit about Canoe first. Who are they? So first of all, they are one of Canada's largest closed-end investment funds. Their main goals are to maximize monthly distributions and also try to, at the same time, maximize capital appreciation. So they want to grow in value and they want to give you really great dividends. So they do this by investing in a broadly diverse group of high quality securities. And they've been a fantastic. I've had these guys for almost a year and they've never let me down. Like, their dividend has been very consistent. So I will give them that for sure. So they are managed. So how are they managed? So everything about them, as I said before, is very income oriented. So they're actively managed. You're looking at a management fee of 1.1%. Now, when you hear these management fees, those are all taken before you even receive your generous dividends. So it's not something that I've heard people be like, oh, that's too much of a management fee, I won't invest in them. Well, if they're giving you 10 cents for every share, an almost 10% return on almost 10%, this is like high 9%, return in yield, I mean, you still can't complain about a 1.1%. They need to pay to be able to do all of this. And as I said, their monthly distribution is 10 cents a share, which is really, really generous. They also have, and this is where the whole shebang that's going on right now comes in, is this annual redemption feature. So what is that? Well, basically, they buy back up to 10% of the current outstanding shares of the company. So that's the Santa move part, but how does that work? What's going on with the Santa move? So with this annual redemption, they announced it on December 22nd. Oh, look at that. For some reason, and this was not me, this was actually my spell check decided that the 22nd was a 22nd. That's funny. Now, of course, if this were a video, I would have edited that out, but we just have to live with that on the live stream. I think that's hilarious. So for each share held on the start of December 31st, now when I say the start, what that means, because anytime you have an ex-dividend date, it's whoever is the shareholder on record at the beginning of trading that day. So if you buy shares on December 31st, you're out of luck because the beginning is the second, and you can't get in the second before them. It's just impossible. The other thing too is I would recommend buying these as well before, well before this. I would say the 28th would be the last day to really get in on this, because when it does come to this, you also want to make sure your settlement is in there, because it will take a couple of days to settle. So just to be on the safe side, if you're going to get in on this, do it sooner than later. But what they're going to do is they're going to pay out approximately 44 cents per share in the form of, well, shares. So they'll look at how many shares you have and they'll work out how much that would be and how much shares you're going to get in exchange for that. Now, the one thing that people have been speculating about, and it is absolute 100% speculation because they have not specified, if it doesn't work out equally. Now, there's a couple of things they could do. They'll either round it up or down, or they'll just give you the closest number below the number that you have, which I think is probably what they will do. I know some people have been speculating that maybe they'll just give you the cash that's left over if you're sort of in between two share prices. That to me doesn't make sense, because if you think about it, if you just bought one share, you're nowhere near having enough with 44 cents to be able to get a full share in exchange. And I can't see them just giving you 44 cents for holding that one share. So I think it's going to be a situation where you're going to need to at least hold a few of these to get to maximize it. Now, the other thing too is I say approximately 44 cents. The reason I say that is they've given this number and they said that it's not carved in stone. So there may be a little bit of movement up or down. By January 10th, they're going to announce exactly what the number is. It will be carved in stone at that point in time. I don't anticipate it moving very much, maybe 1 or 2 cents in either direction, but either way, it's going to be very generous. And so these outstanding shares, they are buying them back. That's how they're paying for this, is by buying back outstanding shares. And they're actually buying them back at 95%. So that's not a bad deal on their part. So the current price per share is just over $13, Ken. So what is the Scrooge play on this? So what is the downside? Well, if you look at the benefits of buying back outstanding shares, the reason companies tend to do this are, one, it reduces the current costs of capital. Two, it can also create an undervaluation of the stock. It can help consolidate ownership, and Scott's right. The last close was 13.16, so just over 13. Now, keep in mind, just a few days ago, they were below 12. Well, not below 12, sorry, below 13. They were in the 12s. Okay, so consolidate ownership, inflate important metrics. So, for example, well, let me give you the rest of these, and then I'll sort of explain what's going to happen here. And free up profits to pay bonuses. Okay, so when they give out this distribution, it is going to cause the share price to fall. That is absolutely 100% normal. So we may be back below $13 again. Merry Christmas to you too. So I'm sort of reading the comments as I'm sort of presenting this. So as I was saying, when they give out this distribution, the price is gonna fall, and that's a blessing and not. If you were planning to get in and grab your 44 cents in shares and sell it all and get out, I don't recommend that for many reasons. The biggest reason is that you're not going to get your full money because the price is going to share. You're going to need to, if you want to get back out, you're going to have to wait, give it time for the price to rebound. And with EIT, the price always does rebound. It's one of their core, beliefs is trying to appreciate in capital gain. So the price will get back up. There will be an exit point if that's what you want to do. However, with 10 cents a share in a dividend, why get out? That's what I say. It's one of the best. I wouldn't call it a blue chip dividend stock, but they've been reliable enough that I would at least call them a purple chip. I mean, they're pretty good. So I would say keep it. You're going to get a lovely dividend, almost a 10%. So this is going to be an interesting thing. Is if you've missed all of this, let's say you just don't have the funds, you completely missed the opportunity to get in before this happens. Then when the price does drop, so in early January, when the price of this drops, it'll be a great entry point for to get in on the dividends. And they do this every year. So next year, you'll have that opportunity once again. So, and as Ken says, 10 cents a month, nothing wrong with that at all. It's a fantastic dividend. So holy banana bread, the drama. So there was some drama this morning about the stock. It wasn't widespread, but there was a lot of misconception. And let's talk about why. There was a confusion about the ex-dividend date. I actually got somebody messaged me this morning saying, oh my God, did you know that this ex-dividend date was on the 21st? I can't believe it. I was getting ready to buy a whole bunch of this. And they were kind of a little, I won't say panic, but, it's kind of like darn dang it type thing. Well, here's the interesting thing. So people did get worried when they saw that the ex-dividend date was for December 21st. And, it was a lot of holy banana bread moments. Hey, Riley, welcome to the stream. Here's the beauty of it. That is actually the regular distribution. The normal dividend is still happening. So this is not replacing that normal dividend. You're still getting it. So all of the shares that you held before December 21st, well, those are going to pay out your dividend. So you're still going to get your 10 cents a month for those shares. And then, of course, when the annual distribution drops out, you're going to get that as well. So you're actually going to get to double dip. You don't get to double dip very often in the stock world. So this is really, really fantastic. So December 31st, I said, is the ex-dividend date for the special redemption. And keep in mind as well, your shares have to settle. A lot of people will say when the dividend date is like the day before. And I used to be a little confused about this too. I was thinking, oh, okay, I'll just buy it on December 30th. But it takes 2 days for your stock to settle. So buy it on December 38th. And that's pretty much the next day that the TSX is open, because they are closed on the 27th. So your last chance to get in on this is going to be the 28th. And hello, Bob Safe. Welcome to the stream. So let's talk about the payout. So basically, the payment date for both the annual redemption as well as the dividends is going to be January 14th. So the dividends will be paid 10 cents a share for any shares held before the ex-dividend date. I should actually say settled before the ex-dividend date, because it works that way too. If you've ever noticed, if you buy a bunch of shares one day before, sometimes you may not get as much dividend as you're expecting, and that's just because of settlement issues. So I always say it's safest to buy it to give enough time for settlement to happen, to make sure that you're absolutely getting those dividends. Then the redemption will also be paid on January 14th. So it will be in the form of shares valuing approximately 44 cents each. So that's EIT, and that is going to be friggin' awesome. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. Now, before I start throwing the invite link out, there's one other thing I want to show you guys. And that, I need to bring up my Safari and going to come back over here to Bitcoin. All right. So over here on the Bitcoin charts, just to very quickly take a quick look. So as you noticed, this was my last pattern that I was tracking, and we got the breakout. We actually wicked up right up here. We wicked out to exactly where we were looking to wick out to. And I'll just bring it over here so you can sort of get a clearer look. So we whipped out pretty much just shy of 52 because 52 was the target. So that was not bad. Now we do got some sideways consolidation happening here, and I'm actually kind of optimistic with this move that we're having right now. And what this could mean is it could mean that we could be looking at, and it's very hard to draw this, but I'm going to attempt to. I'm going to doodle it. And I am a bad doodler. So if you would like to make fun of my doodles, then you absolutely should. So normally I have areas where I can sort of pull. I don't. So we're just sort of going to fly sort of blind in here. But we're looking at, basically looking at a pennant of sort of like this kind of nature. This is not 100%, but this is kind of what we're looking at. We're sort of following this nice little track. If we break out, you're looking at, I'll give you a second here. Let's just do that. You're looking at, if we broke down, it would be, it would be a big breakdown. Or if it were to break up, we could, let go. We could potentially be going up to, almost 54,000. So it could actually be interesting. The end of the year, we may see Bitcoin easily up around between 54 and 55,000 by the end of the year. We're not going to see any of the crazy evaluations that that we have seen before. And let's just pull this up, and there we go. From the friggin' Oracle sideways is good. Consolidation time. And that's what we're getting. We're getting consolidation, and we're looking at another pump. And I think it may, I'm going to say about 75% chance that we're going to go up again. So that's something to watch. Don't put your money into any of this until you've actually see a breakout and it's confirmed, because Bitcoin can sometimes be tricky. Sometimes it can fake you out. But this is a good news for anybody who's holding Bitcoin and is looking just to see some of their value go up. Also, any stocks. So when Bitcoin goes up, of course, your Bitcoin mining stocks, things like NDA, Mara, Hot 8, stocks that we take MicroStrategy, that'll help them as well, because they own so much Bitcoin, they're almost like an unofficial Bitcoin ETF down there in the States. So that's the good news for Bitcoin. When we flop over to Ethereum, now it's the same general idea. Ethereum had this massive pattern coming down, downward wedge. And they were due for a very big breakout up to about 4,500. Now, they have started. Part of the reason they haven't done it is when Bitcoin decides to pee the bed, everybody gets wet. And that's, hopefully that changes eventually, but right now it still holds true. So once Bitcoin breaks, you're probably going to see Ethereum sort of pull. Let me just bring my doodle back in. Here we go. So you're probably going to see Ethereum sort of follow the same kind of way. So we might be able to, by end of the year, get up. I would say there's a chance we can get above 4,500. So that's definitely good for Ethereum. All right, so that's all I wanted to show you guys with that. I'm going to drop the link here for a moment, see if anybody wants to jump in and say hi to everybody. Just give me a second here. I just have to grab it. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. And this is one of these things that I should have copied before I started to do this. All right. All right, I'm just going to drop this here into chat. And anybody who is not camera shy, you're more than welcome to come in and say a few greetings. I'm just going to pull up the chat here. So I think we were both here. So we have Riley coming in. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Riley is awesome. Is always around, supportive, very supportive in the community. And we have Bob Safe, good pick for income-focused investors. Absolutely. And that's EIT has been one of my favorite dividend stocks by far. So it's really, really good. Neil Barker says, happy holidays. Great breakdown and good to know about that extra disbursement. And it is, absolutely. And from Mike Hurst, Merry Christmas, Candace. Nice green screen. Yeah, I think with the whole, like a second, when I do this here, I think what needs to happen is it might be the way I'm shining the light on the green screen. So I might have to play with that a bit. It's these things. I got it for Christmas, so I've been playing with it and using it, well, in the videos, of course. And I have, let's see here, Candace and bulgy eyes. Oh, did I do something funny? I might have. We got Pat G. Good morning. And Merry Christmas. Awesome. Perfect. Well, as I wait to see if anybody's going to jump in here, I will also say too, I know if you're on a desktop, it really likes Google Chrome. So you may have to use Chrome if you want to use that link to jump in. Perfect. All right. So Christmas wise, it's been a very busy Christmas on the channel. I will definitely say that. I think one of the crazy ideas I had was doing 5 videos in 5 days. That was absolutely nuts. But I feel really good that it's done now. So it was a situation where I thought I had the whole week cleared, and then I had a couple of commitments that popped up. Oh, Merry Christmas, SM. I hope you did really well. So yeah, it was just, I had commitments that popped up. So it was like, okay, I've really got to schedule this down. And when you're making a YouTube video, it's kind of funny because what ends up happening is that you don't just sort of sit down and just talk. You're looking at tape after tape, and it's like, well, let's look at the beginning. So when I do the beginning, it's sort of like, it could go something along the lines of, today we'll look at EIT. Grab yourself a brew and we'll, you see, at that point I said, so that's no good. I have to then do that over again. And I do it over and over and over. There's sometimes I'll go off on very big tangents. Like I'll be going like, yes, and well, EIT is owned by Banana Bread. What the heck am I saying? I need to get this right. Why do I keep on going on and on and on? How hard is it to film this? Come on, you Banana Bread head, you can do it. So sometimes things like that happen. And that's kind of the whole editing process. But as you do it more and more, like I think yesterday, it took 2 takes for my opening, which I thought was really good for that video. There's also afterwards, of course, the post thing. One of the things I've been doing lately is trying to edit out spaces because I tend to be a fairly slow talker. You take somebody like, well, most of you guys know who Ryan is. Ryan's very good at talking pretty quickly. So he's almost not town crier fast, but he's pretty darn fast. On the opposite, I pause. I'm reflective, all of that fun stuff. So when I go through, I've been sort of, it's like, oh, why did I pause for 1 second there? Let's cut that out. So that's what takes up a lot of time when doing it. But the nice thing about it, and woohoo, Scott watched them all, is it was fun and it was good to get them all out. And I've still got tons of ideas, which is great. And today I don't have to make a video, which is funny. But at the same time, um, I spent about an hour putting together that PowerPoint that we did on EIT, and to me that was timely. It was one of those ones that I was thinking yesterday when I was doing my video for the day 5 video. I was thinking, oh, people really have been asking me a lot of questions about EIT. I wish I had done that video on that instead. So then I was like, oh, well, I got a live stream on Christmas morning. Let's just throw EIT in there. Which works because this way here, anybody who asks me about EIT, I can say, has EIT missed any dividends? Let me just get through here. Looking forward to adding 12K to our TFSA in January. Has EIT missed any dividends? As long as I've had them, they haven't missed any. I know when I first signed up, I looked back about a year, and I think they were good for that year. I don't recall there being anything missing. They've been very reliable, which is why I sort of refer to them as my purple chip. They're not quite a blue chip, but they've never let me down. And the fact that they do this at the end of each year, where they provide that extra bonus to everybody is just, to me, that's just fantastic. A company that's struggling is not going to be providing that bonus because, well, they just can't afford to. And a lot of times people might think, oh my God, 10 cents a share every month, a 9 point, whether it's a 9.8 or something yield, depending on where the price is. A lot of people are like, that just can't be sustainable. But they've proven that it is sustainable because they've been doing it for a very long time. And plus giving that bonus out at the end of the year. So this is a fantastic stock. Now, I just want to make clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm studying to be one, but I'm not one. And you have to take the information that you get from myself or any YouTuber, to be honest, as a starting point to educate yourself and use that information and talk to, of course, your financial advisor. And maybe your financial advisor will be like, holy banana bread, no, don't do that. That YouTuber you listen to is absolutely crazy. And that may be true. I mean, I've heard some advice on some YouTube videos that had me shaking my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, did that person even research what they're saying? It happens. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. I'm going to drop my link in here one more time. So if anybody does want to come in, you are more than welcome. All right. We got something here from SM. Do you own any dividend split funds? Might be looking to purchase some for myself, but still evaluating. I do have a few stocks. Like, for example, I think DF has part of a split core. There's a lot of different ones that are out there that you can look into. I think BMO has some as well. They seem to be, I wouldn't call them purple chip. They're cautious stocks to me. You can get some crazy dividends. So you take DF, for example, they're paying about a 19%. And for now, that I'm okay. I have got some grease in that fire, and they are paying. But would I liquidate everything and just throw it all on DF? No, under no circumstances. It's not even so much about the whole eggs in one basket. It's just that I don't see the underlying stability. They look stable, but I just don't feel it. That's a really high dividend. And as much as they've been able to make it, they're one of these companies that I pay attention to. So when it comes to the shares I have in them, I'm not loyal to those shares. I will watch them like a hawk. And if I see anything worrying, I will have no problem selling those shares and moving them into something safer. Example like EIT. So it's one of those things. When you have stocks that are a little risky, sometimes do you want to spend your nights worrying about them stocks? Because if you're that type of person that you worry like crazy about everything that's happening, then you may want to just grab a safer stock. Like you take EIT, the 10%, almost 10% yield, so 9 point whatever it is. So depending on the price, but even let's just call it 9%. If you had a 9% yield, that's a great interest rate. That's a great return on investment. So safety is sometimes a good thing. But when you do play with some of the more riskier stocks, and I know in your case, SM, you're sort of doing it in school. You're not buying real stocks yet. And that's probably the time to play because you can play risky as you want. The worst case that will happen to you is that you'll fall, maybe you'll fall out of first place. But I have a feeling you're smart. You're pretty smart. I don't think you'll fall out of first place. You've been gleaming a lot of information off of these channels. And what percentage would you have in your portfolio? So my percentage of EIT, here's the thing. I normally, with the way I work my diversification, is that I try not to have any one stock have more than 5%. However, in a case like this, where something like this comes along with EIT, what I did do is I liquidated stocks that I usually do a rebalance in January. So I was looking at stocks that were on the chopping block and I liquidated them early, moved it all into EIT. So EIT right now is probably sitting at about 20%. That is not where I want it to be, but the return I'm going to get is going to probably push it up to about 25%. So what does that mean? I'm not going to sell any of it, any of the shares they give me. So what that means is I just probably will try to not add as much as I normally do to EIT so that I can let that percentage naturally float down because it's a great stock. I don't want to sell any. I really like the steady, good dividends that they provide. All right. Now we have our first guest. And let's bring in the friggin' Oracle. Hey ho, Ken. And Ryan just sued me for saying hey ho.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to the crew.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you a question here, Ken. Did you hear the news this morning about the bed?
About the bed.
Yeah.
Did you wet the bed?
No. Well, no, it's just whatever the news was, it just wasn't made up.
Oh, good one.
Sorry.
Good one.
It was a really bad joke.
I'm still half asleep. I'm taking care of all the reply Merry Christmases on Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, yes. You need a bot to do that.
Yeah, no way.
And speaking of Ryan, we got Ryan's mom. Merry
Oh,
Christmas,
you
Candace.
got a troll in the chat.
Oh, do we have a troll already on Christmas?
Yeah, they don't. I guess they don't take a break, or they're from one of those countries that don't partake.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem. Even with the holiday spirit, I can still smite down a troll.
Well, hell yeah. The spear is always ready.
Ew, and look at that. My green screen is doing some flashing.
That looks nice though.
It's like at least it's green, right?
Yeah.
It's because I move. If I don't move, it gets pretty stable.
I would have been on sooner, but I had the Christmas thing, and then I had cats all around my feet trying to make coffee. They wouldn't leave me alone.
Oh yes.
Their food's more important than my morning cup, I guess.
Well, here's the funny thing about cats. So I'm going over to my roommate's sisters for Christmas tonight.
Right.
And one of her daughters has already brought one cat there. And her other daughter is bringing 3 cats with her. It's like, when did people start bringing cats to Christmas dinner? I don't know, but it's pretty much going to be a merry catmas from the sounds of it.
I think so, yeah. Well, everybody looks at their pets as part of the family too, right? So some people do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. Yeah. And here we have SM. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. And no, I do have real stocks. Oh, so your parents are letting you use Wealthsimple Trade. Nice.
Good. The younger you are, trust me, if I could have had this advantage with not just with crypto, but with stocks, if I had that in my life 20,
Absolutely.
30 years ago, I would be killing it right now.
And
I come from a family that never invested. They, what they made was all spent by the end of the month. So,
absolutely.
I never had a whole, save for the
Absolutely.
future kind of thing going on.
And here's the thing, folks. Look at this. Look at SM. This is a guy who is probably going to be a millionaire in his 30s.
Easily.
Easily. So he's got it made. He's got the information that everybody should have, that they just don't teach in school.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about. I keep reading about them talking about maybe not necessarily stocks, but how to live in society with money. That's
Yeah,
something I never had
exactly.
when I was in school. That's for sure.
So what are your thoughts on drip? I currently do it, but thinking to remove and reinvest on my own. So basically, drip is a dividend reinvestment plan. Oh, cute kitty cat. Personally, I like to control everything I do. So Wealthsimple doesn't currently offer drips, but if they did, I probably wouldn't do it. I would rather just, because here's the thing. If your money's being automatically reinvested for you, but when your dividends come, if you have a sale opportunity in a different stock, because maybe they're in the red for whatever reason, sometimes it's nice to just have that money that you can just put into whichever is going to make you the most sense at that time. So I wouldn't do a drip. I would do it myself. I would reinvest myself. What about you, Ken?
What is a drip? They kind of
Basically, the way a drip works is they reinvest into the dividends for you. So whatever you're making on the dividends, they then reinvest it automatically. So it doesn't even hit your bank account. I mean, you still technically, if you're not doing it in a registered account, it would still count as income, but they just remove that step of you actually going in and reinvesting it yourself. They just do it right on the fly for you.
So it's like in the crypto world, it'd be like automatic farming. They automatically farm whatever tokens you generated and put it back in to compound it.
Yeah, or stake, staking does the same thing. Like when you're staking,
Yeah.
it goes right back in, so and keeps on growing, which is nice because then you don't have to pay attention. In crypto, I think it makes sense for that. I don't mind it so much, but for stocks, for some reason, I would just be more inclined to say no. Just put the money in my account. I want to figure out what I want to do with it.
Well, yeah, that's true. If you get the money put in your account, then you got another play that you would sooner do with those returns.
Yeah, and we'll also think about this too when you hit retirement. A lot of these dividends, you don't want them in drips because these may be the extra supplemental income that you're using. If you've put away enough of an nest egg, you may be pulling out a couple of $1,000s in tax-free dividends every month.
Right. Well, I don't know. Drip sounds good for being a younger investor. That way you can set it and forget it, but keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
But like you said, as you get closer to the golden years, if it is part of your monthly supplement, then yeah, I wouldn't go with it that way. I'm like you. I like to control my funds. I like to be in control. Like you can't control very many things in life. One thing you should be able to control is your finance.
Well, yeah, exactly. So it's nice to take any dividend and put it somewhere else, and put it somewhere else you want. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that is the beautiful thing. Now, if you are that person who you invest, but you don't really have a lot of time to be following what you're doing, and you're just basically investing in some blue chip and you're sort of letting it just ride, and every so often you're throwing money in, then maybe a drip makes a lot more sense for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those nice little things. So morning, Candace and Oracle. Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas, Kevin.
Merry Christmas, Kevin.
That's like Home Alone. Merry Christmas, Kevin.
Well, yeah. Now, do you have any traditions on Christmas Eve? Like, do you guys open a gift or?
No, everything's been sideways ever since the malware event. Like very sideways in our household. I really don't want to get into it. Some children are a little pissy, we'll say. About Santa Claus and whatnot. So we used to have the grandparents used to come over. They'd come over at like 8 o'clock in the morning, bring a whole box of everybody's gifts, and we'd do all the opening here, and then we'd go over to their house in the afternoon and have dinner there. A couple small gifts still there for the kids. Like I said, that went sideways the last 2 years. So,
well, it happens absolutely. No, I think for Christmas last night, me and the roommate, we ordered Chinese food. So
nice. We when I was a kid, we had a tradition of Chinese. It was either we would have like the one year we'd have like Christmas cooked at home, and then New Year's we'd have that with my grandparents, and it would be Chinese, or it would be Chinese at Christmas the next year, and then home cooked for New Year's. So we used to do that back. That was pretty fun. That was kind of entertaining.
Perfect. And here we get Scott saying, that being said, I have my RRSP in Wealthsimple Invest and let it do its thing.
Let it do its thing. Yes.
Absolutely. Because, yeah, a lot of people forget that there is the robo-advisor over on Wealthsimple Invest. So if you want to really remove all the work from it, they do have a good service over there. So you can go, you can invest. It will it'll let you choose what level of risk you're willing to take. And based on that, that will help it cater the investment. So if you say low risk, it's obviously going to be looking at all of your blue chip stocks, dividend or growth, depending on, well, I don't know if it really factors your age in too well, but it definitely will factor in your risk level. I would be the type that's like, yeah, let's go high risk. Let's see what we can do.
Sorry about that. I had a cat in the tree again.
Oh no,
That
that's
little kitten
terrible.
loves getting in the tree, and he lays on the branch and he swats the ornaments around.
Absolutely. And here's Kevin again. My Christmas tradition was open the stocking, was fine in the morning, but no presents, open till grandparents were there. Lunch was eaten and kitchen was cleaned. And we've got Mark here wishing you all a Merry Christmas, a Joyeux Noël, et toi et la femme. I hope I said that right.
You did better than I would have.
I always try. That's my thing. As an Anglophone, when I do go over to Quebec, I make the effort. I may not succeed, but I've always found that people appreciate that I try.
It's all that matters nowadays, right? As long as you try.
Exactly, and that to me is pretty cool.
Well,
Now,
trying shows a lot of respect too, though, right?
Oh yeah. Now, when I was a kid, and this is kind of a funny story. I could never sleep Christmas Eve. I was so excited about Santa that I'd be the kid who'd be up at 3 a.m. trying to figure out ways to get everybody else up so I could open my gifts. So there was this one year, I get up at 3 a.m. I snuck around the house and I turned the clock ahead because the night before my mom said, don't even bother waking us up till 8 o'clock.
Oh no.
I turned every clock ahead to 8 o'clock. And then I went and woke them up. And so they're coming out and they're just like, oh, I can't believe it's so dark at 8 still. And they're like, they're all groggy and grumpy, and they start frying up bacon and eggs as we start to open the presents. And then the guy on the news said the time. Instantly, I was in trouble. But you know what? The damage was already done. The gifts were open.
I remember one Christmas, I don't know how old I was, 8 or 9. So my brother would have been 5 years younger than me. So he was 4 or 5. I woke up at and this was Christmas Eve, woke up at 2 a.m. And the way my parents are, they're alcoholics, right? So they always got smashed every night. So whatever, Christmas was no special day for them. They still got smashed and whatnot. So they'd be passed out on the couch. But this particular year, I woke up at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and me and my brother shared a room, and I couldn't find my brother. Then I found him in my parents' room. He opened up the closet door. He unwrapped all the Santa Claus packets that you would get with 10 little chocolate Santa Claus in them. Opened them all up, ate them all. He ate all the little Lifesaver gift books that you used to get with the Lifesavers in them. Ate all of them, opened up all the toys. Yeah, my parents were pissed.
Oh man, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, at school they used to have the gift exchange. Right. I always ended up with one of them book of Lifesavers. Always.
But back then the Lifesavers were really good. Nowadays the kids got one the other year, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Absolutely. Here's another funny little story. So I'm hard to surprise because I'm so curious. I usually figure things out before they happen. Right. But this one year in the fall, I went downstairs and my stepdad was there working on something. I was like, oh, what you doing? And he looks up at me. And at the time, I didn't realize that he had the deer in a headlight look, but he did. And he was like, making planters for your mom. I'm like, oh yeah. Do you want some help? He's like, no. I was like, okay, good. Because I didn't really want to help him. I was just being polite. So I left, and I was like, okay, that's cool. So then Christmas, of course, rolled around, and we just finished opening all the gifts, and then my stepdad stands up and says, oh, there's one more gift. I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, and I'm thinking it's the planters. And I'm like, I can come help you with that. And he's like, no. I'm like, come on, I know what it is. I can help. And he's like, no, you cannot. Well, it turned out it wasn't planters at all. He had made a custom-made bookshelf for me.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's what I had walked in on and making my gift. And so it was the first time, and I had no clue. I was just, completely caught off guard on that one. It was just so cool. And then Mark here says, yum, bacon and eggs. Kevin, I loved the little bag of coal bubble gum. The bag was actual burlap. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I remember those. The coal bubble gum, they're kind of black. Oh yeah, sometimes with the cost of energy, I always thought it would be good if Santa gave me coal because I might get more money for it.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, and we have a Rye story. So Rye unwrapped all the hidden Santa gifts one year and rewrapped them. I didn't find out till after Christmas. That's hilarious. I did the exact same thing, but I was so curious. I didn't just open up all my gifts. I opened up everybody's gifts. After that year, my mom basically would hide the gifts at a neighbor's house because I was just too out of control.
Nice.
What can you do, right? When you're like really curious, it's like I have to find out. And Lauren's here. Happy holidays to all my fellow Canadians. Absolutely. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, Canada. And if we have anybody here who's not from Canada, we also extend the Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday greetings to you as well.
Anybody have a mic that want to come on here just with a mic and say Merry Christmas to the community?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't even need to have a video. It's up to you guys. I'll drop the link here again because this is a community stream. So
and I personally know this does work on a cell phone, unlike the Crypto Night in Canada app that we have in there.
Oh yes, that was a fun little app, but
it was. Hey, I pop in there every once in a while, and I'm just there by myself, so it's like whatever. I use it.
Yeah, it's a neat little place. I think it's kind of neat. And I'd love to see us do that again, but maybe you have people more prepared for it next time.
Yeah, maybe they'll come out with a version for phones. That'd be nice.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And Kevin says, after unwrapping all the gifts, my family would have a paper ball fight with the wrapping paper. But the fight was not started until my grandmother rolled and threw the first paper ball.
Grandma gets the ball started.
Yeah. It's like she's the godmother. Starts it all up. Nobody dares move against the matriarch.
It's the day she gets her revenge on everybody.
That's actually kind of funny. Oh dear. And Christine thought it was funny as well. Absolutely. Yeah, if you want to come on, Christine, you should just jump on too. Because Ryan's not here to throw you off.
That's right. And I'm not in control of this one, so it's all up to Candace whether she gives you the boot or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty lenient.
Didn't Rye say that she got a camera and a microphone or whatever? She got her set up?
I think he did.
Now I'm thinking, no excuse, Christine. Let's go. Let's get this party started. Let's go.
Yeah.
Stat.
And just think, you can tell embarrassing stories about Rye. He's probably still snoring right now and not knowing that you're about to.
He can't intervene. He can catch it on the replay.
Yeah, he can catch it on the replay and it'll be like, damn them. If it's not the Oracle, it's the Candace. If it's not the Candace, it's the Oracle.
Hey, Lawrence, you can only be shy your first time.
That's true.
We all went through that, being camera shy. the way it is, but
And here's the thing, Lawrence, I'll give you a little story. Maybe this will be inspirational, maybe it won't. But when I was a kid, like we're talking high school, if you even looked at me, I would turn beet red. I was shy. I did not like to talk. And it was a problem. So I basically said to myself one day, this is really a problem. I have to overcome it. How can I do it? So I made a list. I made a list of the absolute scariest possible things I could do. So on that list was running for student council, public speaking, a bunch of things like that. So of course, I took that list and I then went and I put my name in for student president. So I got my name on the ballot for that. And I had to campaign, and I also had to give a speech in front of the school. And I remember when I had to give that speech, I was sitting there, I had the speech in front of me. And I was like, and I said to myself, oh, at least I've got the speech. As soon as I said that, I was like, wait a minute, that's not worst case. So I crumpled up my speech and threw it away. And I was like, and I forbid myself to use anything in that speech. I had to make the entire speech up on the fly. And I did it. And I just did this type of thing over and over again. And it broke it. So even now, I mean, you take the beginning of the stream, for the first 1 minute, I got a little bit of butterflies. That's just normal. But you learn how to push through that. And a lot of times when you yourself, you're thinking, oh my God, they're looking at me and they probably see that I'm nervous. And, and they're like, oh, what's going on? And they're losing faith in me. They're not. Nobody's paying attention. Most of the times they think you're super confident when you're there. They don't realize that you're pushing aside your own personal butterflies and moving in. And, there's the rare person who can just sort of at the drop of a hat, just jump into anything and have no butterflies, but they're rare and few between. Most of us, we got the butterflies, we got the awkwardness, but it's one of those things that it's easy to get over once you just do it type thing.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
Oh, it absolutely does. Let's see. Kevin says, when my family gets together, you would never dare say, pass me a bun, because someone would throw a bun through the air at you. Here's what I would do. I would learn how to catch buns, and then I would say, pass me a bun. Yeah. And then that person wouldn't be laughing for long when I made a perfect catch, and people would be impressed with my catch.
Well, when you ask for a bun, I guess you're not going to ask for the butter afterwards in that kind of scenario.
Well, you know what? The butter helps stop a fumble because, it might stick to you.
No, we had a food fight the one year. It was interesting. We'll say butter flew.
I have never had an official food fight. I've had food thrown at me before, but not in a fight where I threw food back type thing. But, it happens. Got to head out now for lunch, but we'll join back if I'm done in time. Cheers, everyone, and happy holidays to all. Well, you have a fantastic Christmas, SM. As I said, you're our young legend there. I almost had a whole tongue twister there. It's like, spin the wheel, move the tongue onto square red.
It's happy holidays to you, SM. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely. I don't know if we probably still won't be on when you get back, because I'm trying to keep this to be a little bit shorter where it's Christmas, but heck, you never know. Sometimes you mean for a stream to be 3 hours and it turns into 6.
Oh, I was so tired Friday too, Thursday, I guess you'd say. I was so tired that night too. Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, if it's any you saw I left a little bit early.
Yeah, I wasn't too far behind you though. I was like, all right, I'm gonna bow out. You guys can do what you want. I'll end the live stream. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, well, I had to make a video the next day, and making 5 videos in 5 days was very tiring. And I was focused on getting video number 5 done, and of course the live stream, because I was excited too about this stream. Christine, I have a fear of camera too. It's stupid, I know.
Well, then come on with audio.
Yeah, you know what? Jump on, say your things, and no judgment. Everybody loves you.
You can do like I did the first stream that we did on Night in Canada. I came on and I just kind of sat there and said nothing and did.
At first we thought it was a still picture. We weren't sure.
Yeah, you got to ease into this stuff. It
Yeah.
is a little on the mind, but you get over it. You do.
Now it's funny. Did you guys just hear my phone make its little notification sound? So not the Thursday video, as I was near the end of the video, apparently my phone made a notification sound. I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it in the editing. I published it. And then my roommate was watching it when I came downstairs, and I heard the phone thing. And I checked my phone. I'm like, did I get a message? And she's like, no, that was on the video. I'm like, what? Really? So she rewound it. She went back a couple seconds, and there it was. And I was like, oh, I made it into the video. It's like, how many people were, or then there was hilarious. You remember that night when Ryan left the thing and we started going, hey, Alexis. Hey, well, so Ryan had left the camera running. So we thought if he had like an Alexis or a Google, we would do that, the hey Google, hey Alexis, and try to get it to ring his phone. Well, the funny thing is there's a Google in the bathroom, which is right next to my room. And it heard me say it, and it started talking, and that woke up my roommate, and she wasn't impressed. But
well, we know it works.
it backfired. It's like Ryan had his shields up. So that was kind of terrible. Lawrence, good for you, but this is me. Absolutely. Everybody's an individual, my friend.
Yeah.
That's inspired. Well, thank you. I joined late. Did we already discuss what's going on with the EIT special distribution? We did. But here's the beautiful thing, Lawrence. Once this video is done, it will be available on the Financial Brew YouTube channel. So just go there and watch, just watch the beginning to catch that part that you missed. And it's all in there. And I'd recommend doing it sooner than later if you're thinking of acting on the EIT thing. And Kevin, we just got the breakfast call. Merry Christmas, and don't suffer the after effects of celebrating. Yeah, no. Well, it's actually funny. My roommate's trying to talk me into drinking on your stream next week.
What?
Yeah, she's like, you should do it. You should do it. Because, I mean, I haven't drunk in years, but I also
but I have a feeling if you have a couple of drinks, you're gonna let loose.
Oh, I would. I'm the type of, how some people when they
banana
drink
bread would be put back in the oven.
No, it'd be more or less banana bread flung everywhere.
A right food fight. Oh yeah.
Interesting stuff. When I look at starting to get some merch and stuff, my roommate was saying you should get a merch. It's just a shirt that has a banana bread with a halo. That's why I put that in the slide deck. She said that would be perfect. She also thinks I should call fans of my channel banana bread heads, but I have not confirmed that yet or not. I'm just saying.
In the works.
That's absolutely in the works. We may, you guys all may be banana bread heads. We're not sure. Because it just, to me, it's like, I just don't see people saying, who proudly say, yeah, I'm a banana bread head. Because it almost, because the thing is, like the whole banana bread terminology, when I used to do a lot of work in call centers and stuff, that was just, I modified all the swear words into banana bread. Yeah. And it just stuck. So technically calling somebody a banana bread head is sort of not, it's not endearing. It's, no. If I call somebody a banana bread head, they're probably a bit of an ass.
Yeah, that would take them a little while to actually think about that. So
exactly. And I love the community. I don't want to be calling them asses. Wow, Christmas has just turned to the dark side, folks.
So let's talk about your new channel in the new year.
Yes. So the new channel in the new year, that's my keto channel. So basically, here's the inspiration behind it. I used to do keto pretty religiously, very good at it, very successful at it. And then the human malware event happened. And I fell off. I fell off the wagon big time. I probably put on about 100 pounds over the pandemic. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, I need to get this back on track. And then I was thinking to myself, well, you know what? There's kind of a fun little financial game I can play doing this, and it's not something I want to put on my financial channel. It's my financial channel. It's more about education. So
Right.
I've created a separate channel for it. So it's going to be Keto Brew. So in a nutshell, what I'll be doing is probably just one video a week channel. It's not going to have, like, I do 2 videos a week on the financial brew, except for this week where I did the 5. But so we're looking at one video a week, and I'll give some information on keto, so a bit of education. Probably, show you some products and things that I'm using that, could help you out along the way. And then we'll do a little bit of a weigh-in. And the goal is to look at how much money I'm saving by eating right and eating healthy. So as I'm losing weight, I'm going to be saving money. All of that money that I'm going to save, I'm then going to drop it into a specific ETF on Wealth Simple. So probably, I'm actually thinking of just using Vanguard for that. The Vanguard ETF one, the dividend one. So I think VFV, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. So I'm going to drop it into that, and we'll sort of see how that goes from there, because then you can sort of build that financially, see how much money I can make by the end of the year as I'm losing weight, see if I can make like $1,000 or more just in that one little account. And that gives people who are interested in losing weight, it also gives them a window into finances.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll get people who come there who perhaps don't know anything about finance, and that will give them their introduction. And maybe if they're like, oh, this is kind of cool, they might come over to our community. So, that would be kind of like their entry point into the Ryeverse, if that's what we're calling it. So they'll come over, visit my channel, go over to the dancers, and of course over to Ryan, and just be a way to grow the community at the same time. So they pull together, they're separate, but they'll work. And I think it'll be a fun little adventure. And at the same time, it also keeps me on track with the keto, because where I have to weigh myself every week and put that up on for the whole internet to see, I had better be doing good.
Are you going to have like a Facebook Keto Brew page as well, or?
I think so. Yeah, I'm probably going to put that together as well. I haven't made that yet. Right now, I've got the channel up. I've got a little picture, and I've got a quick little intro video. I'm probably, because the first weight loss weigh-in is going to happen on the 1st of January, so next Saturday. I will probably try to get one video out this week on there. Sort of it's not a weight loss video per se. It's more or less how to get yourself prepared to head into keto.
A welcoming video. There you go.
It's not even a welcoming. There's a welcome video on there, but this will be more like, okay, here are some very, very basics. If you're looking to, if you're wanting to start keto in the new year, just maybe talk a little bit about some of the books, some of the information sources. I'll probably mention some of the equipment that is good. Like, for example, if you're on keto, an air fryer is almost a must, because
yes,
it just does amazing stuff to food. And it really can, if you're having chicken day after day, it can add a lot more pizzazz to what you're eating and make things a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I got a Foodie Ninja air fryer, and then I have Foodie Ninja pot and pan set as well.
Exactly. And this here,
products.
And this here is the post of the day. So if you drink, please do it responsibly. Holiday fatalities, household accidents, traffic fatalities, domestic disturbances, etc. increase. Absolutely. So definitely do it responsibly. And I'm clumsy as it is, so that there almost should be like traffic cones around me so that I'm not causing chaos just by existing.
Yeah, I'll probably have 3 beers today, I would imagine.
And so here, Lawrence says, oh my God, I'm in the same boat. I lost 30 pounds before the COVID-19 following keto. As soon as COVID started, I fell off too. I regained 10 and I have restarted. I got 25 pounds to go. Way to go, Lawrence. Way to go. So that's one of those things. If you guys are even remotely interested in keto, then, let me know. I'll throw a link on the website for you to go over there, because, you guys are welcome to go that way. I mean, the object is to bring people this way, but at the same time, it's also about getting healthy. And anybody who wants to do that and come along on that journey, I'm more than happy to welcome you over there for sure.
You have your being wealth, and then you have your financial wealth. It's very
Exactly.
important.
Exactly. You got your financial brew and you got your keto brew. Eventually, and I won't be able to do this until after I'm monetized because I have to be able to justify spending every waking minute doing it. I'd like to do a tech brew as well.
Ooh.
Because I know a lot about tech, and that would be expensive, like to start, because you have to actually buy all these products to review and such.
Yeah, until you get higher up, and then you can find some people will send you tech free for the sponsor kind of thing.
Exactly. So I mean, once I get monetized on Financial Brew, which according to some of the statistics on some of these websites, they're predicting like April-ish. I'd like to do it sooner, but at the same time, I'm happy with the growth that we've had. I'm happy with the community. The fact that I have 10 people sitting here watching this on Christmas morning is absolutely fantastical.
Yes, it is.
That's my own little word.
Well, at the same time, you don't want to bog yourself down too much with having too many channels, too much information going.
True.
That could be wearing on you, right? So.
No, that is absolutely true. Just give me a second here, Lawrence. I'll get you that link here.
Christine's got a good comment there.
I don't really drink, but if I get some tequila, watch out.
I think that goes for everybody pretty much.
Yeah.
Tequila's the sinful drink, man. Oh.
The drink of champions until you're no longer a champion. All right, give me a moment here. I'm just grabbing that link right now. Whoops. That was part of the introduction video because apparently I'm not subscribed to myself.
Okay, that works, Yeah.
Why have I not subscribed to myself? There you go. So anybody that is interested in the keto channel, there's the link for you as per Lawrence's request. And we have Ford Tough. Merry Christmas, Candace and the gang. Merry Christmas, Ford Tough.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Ford Tough.
I feel like every time I say Ford Tough, I'm doing a commercial. This show is sponsored by Ford. It's Ford Tough. Look at the mud on our tires. We can only be tough if you got mud on your tires. No. The show is not sponsored by anybody, but if it were to be sponsored by somebody, I doubt it would be Ford.
Good morning. Do you want Kim to say hi to everybody and wish them a happy holidays?
And Ford is doing keto now and feels great. We'll definitely subscribe to your new channel. Awesome. Oh,
we have somebody come in to say happy holidays to everybody.
Hi.
Happy holidays.
Hello. Holidays.
So obviously, Ken is the beginning of the zombie apocalypse.
What? I'm the beginning of the what?
Yeah, just because your daughter should have walked out like, hi, and then walked away. Which is funny.
Half asleep. I asked before, and they're like, no, I don't want to go in front of the camera. No. Catch them when they're half asleep. Look what happens.
Oh, I know. And Christine cannot help herself to the tequila. It's like Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah. That actually explains why the giant jar jumps through the wall. Too much tequila, I guess. Holy banana bread. And Lawrence subbed over there on the keto channel. Well, thank you, Lawrence.
Very good. Very good.
All right. I will drop the link here one more time. This is going to be your last chance to come on if you do want to say anything. Oh, wait a minute. I just about dropped the channel once again. Let me. All right. This time I will drop the link. So one last chance if you do want to get on and say hi to the community. If not, that's cool too. And Ford Tough's name is Todd. It's funny. Every time I hear Todd, I think of Flanders, Todd Flanders. But I imagine that Todd, I can't picture Todd Flanders driving a Ford. So,
No.
all right. Well, it's nice to meet you, Todd. Now I just have to make sure. Remember that Ford is Todd. Ford is Todd. Actually, a really funny thing. If you're bad at remembering names, so now this, of course, helps if you have the person in front of you and you can see what they look like. But if you're trying to remember that Ford is Todd, if you could sort of picture Todd in a Ford and then make something funny happen in your image, like like maybe the Ford accidentally crashes into a truck carrying helium balloons, and all these balloons are going up and people are starting to call in because they're like, why are all these balloons? So if you do something crazy with the memory, it helps you remember something.
Yeah.
So in this case, where we just have a name Todd, if you could imagine a Ford truck with all that mud on the wheels, but the grill says Todd. And if you make a mental image of that, you'll always remember that Todd is Ford tough. I know. And we have Nate. Merry Christmas on my way out. Cheers, guy. Well, it was nice for you to drop in, Nate. Merry Christmas to you.
Yes. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Yeah. Now, Nate, of course, he is a pastor, so he probably has lots to do today.
Busy day.
Busy day for the pastor folk.
He did. I think he was at some kind of recital or whatnot last night too, as well. So he probably had a bit of a late night as well. I think his church does a Christmas celebration. So late night, early morning. No rest for the wicked. See?
Well, I'll tell you. One year for Christmas, I went to Montreal. This was many years ago. It was actually when the Montreal Forum still had the Canadians in it. I went with a friend of mine. He was a massive Canadians fan, so he wanted to see them play in the Forum before they moved.
Right.
So he had gotten us. He picked a weekend. It was just before Christmas, where they had a home and home. So they had a Friday and a Saturday night. So we got to see them play. This is when Patrick Waugh was on the team, and we got to see them. We got to see them beat Boston and beat Hartford.
Nice.
But what was interesting about that is it was right around Christmas. So we went to one of the big Catholic churches that had like the giant organ and stuff. And the mass, I think, was in Latin, but it was just going in there for the ambience and the sound. Like we weren't so much in there for the religion. It was just an incredible experience. Just the actual sound was amazing. So if you're ever in Montreal, visit one of these churches. Religious or not, you'll appreciate the sound and the acoustics that they have. They're just amazing.
The architecture as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look amazing. I'd like to go to Rome sometime and have a look at all the architecture there.
Oh yeah. Well, Montreal's always been one of my favorite Canadian cities. There's just so much interesting thing. There's actually a building in Montreal. I can't remember the name of the building, but it's a miniature version of the Empire State Building. Like it was actually made by the person who made the Empire State Building. They made a smaller version in Montreal.
Right.
So that's like really, really cool. All right. So I had only planned to go for about an hour. So let's just say we'll go 15 more minutes. If anybody has final questions, get those in. I'll even drop the link one last time. I know I said the last one was the last time, but nobody ever means it when they say this is the last one. There's always one more.
It's just a threat.
It's once you hear it the second time, then you know it's really the last one.
It's like 1 a.m. last call for alcohol. Then 1:30 comes by. Anybody need some drinks?
Well, not so much anymore. Now it's like because of the regulations. It's like, oh look, it's 6 o'clock. Last call for alcohol.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a funny little thing there, but I still think it's amazing. I honestly, I thought we'd have like maybe 3 or 4 people today.
Yeah.
I thought this was mostly going to be a watch after the show thing.
Well, I was really bored last night, so I don't know if you've seen the poll there. I took a poll to see if anybody wanted me to go on live last night.
Oh, really? I did
Yeah,
not
most
see
of the people
that.
picked. I put down yes, no, or the new year, and a lot of them said the new year. And well, look at here I am
Yeah.
now. It's not the new year yet, but I went and I watched Nay last night. It was pretty
Absolutely.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of the new year, January 1st, we do have a live stream for that next next Saturday. It's going to be back to our normal time at 8 p.m. And we're going to break down the top 10 stories in the tech world from 2022. And then look forward to 2020. Sorry, for 2021. Well, the 2022 ones haven't happened yet, but we'll look at the 2021 top stories, and then we'll look forward to 2022. And I haven't told Ken yet, but I was going to ask him to co-host that one.
Oh, always. You know, I'm always there for you. Ken.
I know, but I still like to ask anyway. So it's going to be me and Ken next week. And
Yes,
apparently we banter well together.
yeah. Well, see, I'm your co-host and you're my co-host. See, this works. Told ya. I told ya.
Yeah. We just need our buddy. We need our buddy cop show.
Yeah. I'm just predicting that 2022 is going to be amazing for everybody financially.
Yeah. I think 2022 is going to be better than people think it is going to be.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll bring all of the data. But that's next week, folks.
Yeah.
This week, just
too ahead of ourselves.
relax, spend your afternoon with your family. Have some eggnog. Unless you hate eggnog, then don't have eggnog.
Or if you do, put rum in it. That'll help you forget.
There you go. There you go. You know, or do crazy stuff. Like this morning, I had pancakes with chocolate chips in them.
Well, you got a couple of days to get it all in, right?
Well, that's exactly it. I've got a couple of days to get it all in before the keto starts.
Yeah. Last night I slammed back like 15 clementines.
Ah,
Bad idea. My guts are not being very nice today, but hey.
oh dear.
Clementines are awesome. They taste the best.
They are. I like them. I also like mandarin oranges.
Oh, yes.
Those are really, really good. Because what's great about a mandarin orange is you can pretty much just peel the whole thing off in one little piece, and then it's no fuss. Interesting story about oranges. When I was in cadets as a kid, well, teenager, we had this guy at camp who could eat an entire orange, like it's already peeled, so there's no peel on it, but he could eat the entire orange in under 3 seconds. Quite literally, he put the entire thing in his mouth, and he was like a snake or something. It was just like crush, and then swallowed it. I was just like, whoa! I've never seen that before.
You'll never probably see that again either. Holy.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, oh, hey, Bleak. I put that up there because I wanted to say hi to Bleak. You're coming in towards the end, but you're here. So that's all that matters. If you want to see some of the EIT information, just watch the replay. We did that at the top of the show. And Christine says, my festivities don't start till this afternoon. So
I can finish her sentence. Okay. My festivities don't start till this afternoon. So for now, there's tequila.
Holy banana bread. And believe it or not, my show is supposed to be the family friendly one, but it's.
That is.
Oh,
I'm not swearing. This is good. See? We got to have a little dry humor in here.
Everybody remember what Lawrence said? Drink responsibly, please.
Yes.
And then for Lawrence says, I don't celebrate Christmas, so it's just another Saturday morning for yours truly. And all my family is busy doing OT in hospital, pharmacies, restaurants, and transportation. Well, you know what, guys? Just give Lawrence's family a hand. Because, you know, those are the people that, you know, they don't get to spend the holidays at home. And sure, they're making OT, but you know what? They're there for us. Like I was thinking this morning, because when I woke up at about 6 a.m., we have freezing rain here in Ottawa. So I heard the plow guy going by. They're out there plowing putting the salt down so that people can, get to their family and things like that, even when you're not supposed to really be doing too much with the current restrictions. But, I was just thinking, that person they're making bank doing this because they're probably getting overtime for working Christmas Day. But you know what? They deserve it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So it's always good that people are out there for that.
Yeah.
And Christine was laughing at your tequila thing. And clementines, you can't just have one.
Lawrence, that is so true. So true. Actually, clementines, you can't just have 5. I try and do it. I put 5 on my little end table beside my spot on the couch, and I try and limit it at 5. And then I find myself walking around in circles in the kitchen, and then I'm like right back into the fridge. But hey, it's healthy. Healthy. It's natural sugars. So
Clementines,
even on keto, you shouldn't be having that. But you know what? When it comes to keto cheat days, the clementine is perfect for that cheat day. It's because it's healthy.
I don't subscribe to cheat days because I just want to put that out there, but that's fine.
You gotta have a cheat day every once in a while. You gotta reward yourself.
Once you've gotten far enough, like once you get fat adapted, so meaning that your body is living off of your fat, it makes it easier to switch back and forth. So if you do have a day where, let's say, a birthday party or something that you have to go to for your kid, I mean, you probably are going to have a piece of cake on a day like that. And that's fine, because as long as everything goes back the next way and you can sort of switch back and forth without too much consequences. But when you're brand new to keto, you probably don't want to be thinking about cheat days for probably at least the first 3 months, if not 6 months, just to give your body a chance to be able to rebound pretty quickly for it. And then have a great day, guys. See you all soon. So Christine is on her way out. And we're and the hour show that went an hour and 21 minutes so far. All right. Final thoughts there, Ken. We'll start with you.
Pickles. I don't know. Final thoughts for the new year.
Well, we still got a little ways to go, but okay. So Ken is leaving you guys all with the thought about pickles.
Yes, pickles for the new year.
That's funny.
Well, keto friendly. There you go.
they are, absolutely. And do you like the pickle juice or not? Some people really like pickle juice, and some people don't.
I don't mind pickle juice. I like it in my Caesars.
Okay.
When I used to drink Caesars, the wife likes them. She likes the wife likes pickle juice in there. But yeah, pickle juice.
Very cool. All right, my final thoughts. I think I just want to speak for the whole community. So this is all 3 channels. We just all of us, we want to wish you guys all that you have, a fantastic holidays, have some good quality time with your family. We look forward to seeing all of you after the holidays, working with you, creating content, helping you all on your financial journeys as we all move forward together as a community. So with that being said, folks, have a very happy holidays. Me and Ken will be back here live next week with our New Year's show, and it is going to be fantastic. And it will probably it's probably going to go 2 hours. Let's just face it. It'll go 2 hours. All right, everybody. Take care. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Christmas live stream.